How's it going, everybody? Let's continue on in Mark, closing it out. And he saith unto them, Be not frightened, ye seek Jesus of Nazareth, Nazareth, which was crucified. He has risen. He is not here. Behold the place where they laid him. But go your way, tell his disciples and Peter that he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him, as he had said unto you. In other words, he told y'all he would be doing this. And they went out quickly and fled from the sepulchre, for they trembled and were amazed. Neither said they anything to any man, for they were afraid. Now, when Jesus was risen early the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 devils. And she went and told them that they had been with him, and they mourned and wept. And I had to go back and absorb that, because sometimes I read and I'm not really concentrating. I say every once in a while, usually I'm in, but so that's who Jesus first told. And so then she went and told the disciples, who were still crying. And they, when they had heard that he was alive and had been seen by Mary Magdalene, they did not believe. It says, believe not. So let's go ahead and go to the New Living. Afterward, he appeared. She went to the disciples who were grieving and weeping and told them what had happened. But when she told them that Jesus was alive and she had seen him, they didn't believe her. Afterward, he appeared in a different form to 2 of his followers who were walking from Jerusalem into the country. They rushed back to tell the others, but no one believed them. Still later, he appeared to the 11 disciples as they were eating together. He rebuked them for their stubborn unbelief, because they refused to believe those who had seen him after he had been raised from the dead. After that, he appeared into another form unto 2 of them as they walked and went into the country. So now we're reading it in the King James. And they went and told it unto the disciples, went and told it unto the residue. Neither believed they them. Afterward, he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat, and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believed not them which had seen him after he was risen. And of course, God put that in their hearts not to believe, to tell the story. All right, because there is no free will, God's ordained the end from the beginning. Jesus was from before anything else was made, and Jesus is the Word. So the Word was already ordained before anything was made, which goes back to the most important Bible verse in all the Bible, Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times to the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel will stand, my counsel shall stand, I will do my pleasure. Or my counsel will stand, I shall do my pleasure. And so the book of Revelation, the end times book, is already written. There's nothing God is waiting on. God doesn't just know the future, he declared it. So he declared, this is in the Word, isn't it? And the Word was before the earth was made. So this was spoken from the end, declare the end from the beginning. This was already declared, that their hearts would be hardened as such. Anyway, let's continue on in Daniel 2. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshiped Daniel and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods and Lord of kings and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man and gave him many great gifts and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon and the chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat at the gate of the king. In other words, he was right there, basically in his court. When sitting at the gate of the king means you are in his court. What does it mean to sit at the king's gate? It speaks of intimate fellowship. There is something about being in his presence that changes everything. In his presence, full of joy. Give him a strength. Okay. Now the city gate. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I think we get the idea. Sitting at the gate of the king means you are there with the king on a daily basis. All right, love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.